So evolution, they tell you that we came from monkeys. There's a people that comes from monkeys, and no, it is not the black races, because I know some people like to say, "Oh, the black people are like monkeys." No, it's actually quite the opposite. It's the rhesus monkey and it's the white races. They came from the rhesus monkeys. So on Rh negative people, the carriers of that bloodline is Eurasia. Eurasia is what has that blood type. Europe and Asia. And the characteristics of the people that have that blood type are usually fair skin, blue or green eyes, red hair, and they're born with tails, tails. And when they're born, they cut the tail off. And your ruling classes are the carriers of the Rh negative blood type. That's why they tell you they're of the gods, because they're mixed with the rhesus monkey and the fallen.
To the party.
In their opinion, they have the right to rule over the rest of us, since they are the direct descendants of the ancient gods and are considered of royal lineage. These families are Rothschild, Bruce, Cavendish, Kennedy, Medici, Hanover, and Habsburg.
Highest concentration of that blood type, you will find that in Spain and in France. Those are the ones behind Christendom, Christianity. Those are the ones. Okay, so you see, Rh negative, right? You get that the Rh is for the rhesus monkey, and you see Jesus, that is for the God that they gave to the world. Jesus, that's their God. So they came from that God. So that's what they're telling you right there. And if you look at them, you look at their images, you see how they have similarities to you see they look very human like, right? Like I said, this is the Rh negative blood type. That's what it is. um they're mixed. The scripture said that they will mix with us. They did not only mix with humans, they also mix with animals. You guys are familiar with the movie Planet of the Apes? That's what it is. How the apes took over humanity. That's what it is. The races of the Rh negative, the rhesus monkey, took over humanity. That's what Planet of the Apes is about.
Discover Planet of the Apes. A civilization where humans run wild in the jungles. And the superior beings are apes.
Neanderthal races are the ones that came over and took over our lands and they're running the world. And that's what they're doing today, because it's the same thing that they did when they came to our lands. They came and enslaved us and took over. That's what's happening right now. So these are the same people. These are the Neanderthal races, what we call the wild man. They're depicted through history in the artwork. They came and took over the kingdom of the Moors, the black nobility, and they run the world. That's what they are. They are the Neanderthals, the Rh negative blood type. And again, not everybody that's fair skinned and white is a Neanderthal or from the rhesus monkey. So don't. I'm not saying that, because I myself I'm very fair as well. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to tell you there is a people, like I said before, they're clones, because they're clones here as well. And there's the Canaanites, they come from the serpent bloodline. So there's different beings on earth with us. Like I said, they're among us, they're among us.
Man was here first. You owe him your science, your culture, whatever civilization you've got.
Then answer me this. If man was superior, why didn't he survive?
Wiped out by a plague, some natural catastrophe, a storm of meteors. From the looks of some parts of this planet, I'd say that was a fair bet.
Bomba, gente. Pode preparar que a qualquer momento agora Maduro vai cair, gente. Prepare-se. A qualquer momento os Estados Unidos vai derrubar o Maduro.
How's that? This land was conquered. Go back to Europe. Go back to Europe. We native. I was born in the United States of America. Oh, you're from here. Yeah, but where your heritage? From Europe, of course. Okay. Where's your heritage from? Puerto Rican. Native. You guys came from Europe.
We were taught about the Holocaust, but we were never supposed to know that the biggest genocide was here in the Americas.
Million Tainos in the Caribbean, 33 million Incas in South America, 30 million Aztecs in Mexico, and 7 million Apache, Comanche, and Navajo in the West, for a grand total of 73 million people. Until the Great Extermination. And then, 95% of us vanished off the face of the fucking earth. 3.65 million Indians left. And this genocide really fucked me up, man. Because, I've always had these anger issues. But now I know why, because of some
Explained in the past, you see, these are Germanic people, right? The German tapestry, wild man versus the black nobility, because those are your European nobilities. They were the black nobility of Europe. So you see, the wild man took their kingdom down. And these people are dramatic people, and the highest concentration of Rh negative blood type is in France and Spain. So the Merovingian kings came from France. Those are the Popal bloodline. And Mary's cave is in France. Again, so this is your wild man. I explained this before. So like I said, they took down the kingdom of the Moors. So these people today are the ones, you see, these are your European nations, the ones that came into our lands, excuse me, and genocide millions of our people. The very same people, they're trying to repeat it again today. These are the faces of ICE. These are these same nations, they're here again. And I told you, these orphan trains, they filled our lands, Canada and the Americas, with these people, these babies that they grew in incubators.
First of all, white people, we turn red. Okay? Not just red, we turn lobster red. Okay? Especially when we out there mowing the grass and stuff. It's hot, honey. We white. It comes out. The red comes out of our faces, our bodies. We turn red like lobsters.
Now we have the incubator babies of the World Fair, the one that the postman will drop off at your house. The Cabbage Patch babies, right? Cabbage Patch babies. So then again, so they're trying to introduce us now, the artificial wound. This is not new. When they try to introduce it, it's because they've been doing it. These are your clones. These are your how you call it, synthetic human beings. They grow them from children for sale. They grow them from skin cells. They don't have the spark of life, which is Abba, spark of life. They don't go through the living waters. They don't pass through the living waters of the rock. They don't have the spirit of Yahuwah, and that's why they're the ones. When they grew these babies, they came from where Europe, Eurasia. They filled all our territories with these babies. They went to Catholic schools, the Canadas and the America with these children, right? These incubator babies, and that's why when they grow up, they don't have a heart. That's why these same people are in all our nations, and they're rounding up our people again today, and they're separating them from their family and killing them because again they have no heart. These people don't have the heart or the spirit of Yahuwah, because these are synthetic beings. These are clones. These are NPCs in the Matrix.
Scientists have announced they're going to start making people.
British and American researchers, they've created the first synthetic human embryos.
Yeah, it's a terrifying prospect, and when you read about it, it feels a little bit Black Mirror-ish in a way. These synthetic human embryos were created from stem cells. They're groundbreaking for the Guardian, at least, because they required no eggs or sperm. The embryos could be crucial in determining things like genetic disorders or even perhaps treating repeated miscarriages. But as the Guardian notes, this discovery also falls beyond the realm of regulation in the UK and in most countries, so it does raise a lot of ethical issues.
Those are nurses with a shit ton of babies just every motherfucking where. Now, people believe this is for repopulation, at least in the Americas. And why I tend to believe that is because I know about the Cabbage Patch Kids and the Great Reset and Tortilla and the Cabbage Patch Kids and the motherfucking orphan trains. And these babies ain't got no tags on them, no wristbands, nothing. So how in the fuck they even know who kid is whose to give them to the parent? That's why I believe it. You seen the incubator baby video I did about a year or two ago. The truth is stranger than motherfucking fiction. You can't look me in my motherfucking eyes on this motherfucking phone and can't tell me that this ain't no weird shit. When have you ever seen some shit like this before? Now, I know it's gonna be some bots or some shit like that in the comments with some excuse, some scientific bullshit that I will not believe. But this is weird as a motherfucker. That's a lot of babies, dog. Research Cabbage Patch Kids orphan trains. Research it.
So Daddy formed us out of the dust of the clay, right? And he breathed life into us, right? And we have the ability to breathe life into others that are dying or in need of it and bring them back to life. That is what a CPR is. I'm going to share a video with you of this young man who brought a puppy back to life. And it tells you all that opened the wound, the matriz, are mine. So everyone that comes out of the wound with a spark of life in the living waters are his. So these synthetic beings, they're never his. They will never be his. And even Yahushua said when he died, he says, I release my spirit. Because the spirit goes back to the source. The body goes back to the earth. From dust to dust.
This is the documented moment of conception. And the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg, and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens. Isn't that amazing? Light happens when life happens.
Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's it. There you go. There you go. Get back. Get back. Get back. You see him? Come on, what do you think? Do you think? Come on. There you go. There you go. Yeah. 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 You stop it.
This is a Hindu little statuette of the monkey god Hanuman that a woman gave me. I carry these around all the time, and I'm not that superstitious, but it does remind me of all the different people that I've met along the way, and how much they've invested in me, and their stories and what their hopes and dreams are, so that If I feel tired or I feel discouraged sometimes, I can kind of reach into my pocket and I say, yeah,